Hi there, this is Charles Kelly, Money Tips. Today I want to talk more about personal finance rather than the wider economic things that are going on in the world. I want to talk about more about you, your economy or your economy, and give you some tips to help you get through this financial crisis. So I'm going to start sharing a screen very quickly here so I can give you really a snippet of training that I actually offer on some of my courses and that sort of thing, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing now because it would just take too long. So I'm going to give you some snippets, a portion of the training that I would normally deliver in like an hour and a half to 2 hours. So what I want to show you is how to be financially free in 28 days without sacrifice or pain. Now, that doesn't mean you'll become financially free in 28 days, but it will show you how to get financial freedom in that time. So what we'll be looking at today is the point 3, really, how to manage your money the smart way. Now, normally I would go through 5 different points and cover those in more detail, but today I want to concentrate on managing your money the smart way, what I call the smart way, which I'll cover in a bit more detail soon. So here's where I started. I didn't come from anything special. I grew up in a block of council flats. To immigrant parents, they could only find low-wage jobs. So I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like to have the lights go out when there's no money to feed the meter, and I know what it's like to have arguments. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote the book, Yes, Money Can Buy You Happiness, because I realized that money problems are often the cause of a lot of family issues. There are a lot of causes of breakups and divorces and all sorts of unhappiness. Poverty is not a good thing. So my life now looks very different. I'm able to travel. I'm able to do these podcasts. I'm able to give out a lot of free content and write books and that sort of thing. So imagine if you were able to do what you wanted to do when you wanted to do it, to have complete freedom to follow your dreams and do what you really want to do in life. And you're excited to look in the mirror every day. And imagine if you were debt-free and financially free. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And you never had to worry about money again. Not everyone wants to travel around the world, but imagine if you could just do what you wanted to do when you want to do it. Just try and picture how that would look for you. How would it look for you? Now, common objections to this are, I can't possibly save. Now, people have been saying this to me for like 30, 40 years since I was in financial services. And yet, in a time of crisis now where bills have gone up by hundreds of pounds a month and mortgages in some cases have gone up by hundreds of pounds a month, a lot of people still seem to manage to fit that into their budget. So that means that money was kind of going somewhere before. All right, so maybe they've cut back on some luxuries, maybe they've not had that holiday that they wanted to go, but there's always a way you can find to save. Other objections: don't have any money to invest, I'm scared to invest, I don't understand it. You need money to make money, don't you? You need loads of money to invest in property. Not true. And of course, the rich are all crooks, and they steal people's money, so they take what's mine, which again is not true. The rich create wealth. They don't take what you could have had away from you to get wealthy. And money, of course, the old chestnut, money is the root of all evil, which is an often misquoted quote. So who am I? I'm a past counsellor. I've been known as a karaoke mayor because I used to get up and do a bit of Elvis. I was a financial advisor for 25 years. I saw thousands and thousands of people face to face and went through their finances. I received a British Community Honours Award for stuff that I did in the community many years ago. And I'm a property investor of 30 years and also a podcaster and author. So who is this for? Now, if you're fed up being broke, in debt all the time, if you just wish you had enough money to be comfortable, if you'd like to never have to worry about money again, never have to worry about debt, this is for you. If you'd like to live your dream on your terms, but not your boss's, this is for you. If you'd like to get into property or stock market investing, then my kind of training is for you. If you're already there, then maybe you don't need me, but if you'd like to get into it, then this is for you. Now, if you would like some help managing your money, because you don't have to do all this yourself, managing your finances and helping to change your mindset and transform your life, then this is definitely for you. So check out the full training if you like. I'll put a description up in the link. This will last about an hour and a half. It will give you the full rundown of this training, but you can check that out in your own time. So this training is not for you if you're happy to keep on struggling for the rest of your life in broke, in debt, if you want to carry on living a lie in a job you hate, in a home that's not yours, if you think all rich people are bad and you want to remain noble and poor, and especially if you believe that being poor is somehow a virtue and being rich is evil and not for you. I would also say this training is not for you if you're already financially free. You've already got 20 properties and you don't really need to work anymore. Then probably this is a bit basic for you. So what we're going to cover today is really just going to concentrate on part two. In the full training, I'll look at how to turn your finances around quickly, how to get control of your finances, how to make your money work harder for you, and also how to live happily without worrying about money. But I'm going to concentrate on part two today. I hope you're still here, and that's awesome. As I said, my name is Charles Kelly, speaker, property investor, author of 2 books, Yes, Money Can Buy You Happiness. And my latest book, so I must give a plug on this, is actually available on Audible now. So I'm very proud of that. Borrow and Grow Rich, which shows you how to use other people's money to get wealthy and how people have done that for centuries. Now, I didn't get here by accident. You don't get from living in a council flat to owning your own properties and several other properties by accident. I had to invest in myself, in education, coaching. I've spent fortunes on education and self-development all over the world, worked with people like Jim Rohn, Robert Kiyosaki, Brian Tracy, Simon Coulson, Rob Moore, Russell Brunson, Andy Harrington, Jay Hastings. Now, I want to look at how to turn your finances around in 28 days, because as Will Rogers, the great movie star, once said, too many people spend money they've earned to buy things they don't want, to impress people they don't like. What I want to look at first of all is, where are you now? First step is being honest with yourself. Change starts with, where are you now? You can't get anywhere unless you know where you are now. Be honest with yourself. And as Jim Rohn said to me, the truth will set you free. Then you look at where you need to go, but you need a strategy to do that. And a strategy sounds like a business kind of term, but it's basically a consistent plan or a method to organize your resources in a way that gives you consistent results. Like baking a cake. If you just throw things in and hope for the best, you're not going to get that perfect cake every time. You might get lucky once or twice, but a cake recipe is a strategy, a consistent method to make the perfect cake every time. People do that. Organizing your resources is part of that strategy. You don't just get the cake and throw it all in and think, well, no, you've got to put it in order, right? Put the right ingredients in at the right time, heat the oven and bake at the right time, bake to the right temperature, and how long you're going to bake that for. All these things go into baking a cake, and it's the same with your life and your finances. Because look, is there a strategy to become wealthy? Yes, of course there is. People don't get wealthy by accident unless they've won the lottery or they're born into money, but that's a tiny percentage of the wealthy people. Is there a strategy to become broke? Unfortunately, yes, again. A lot of people don't realize they're following the broke strategy. They may just be copying their parents or the people around them, their peer group. Maybe they're all broke, so they're copying them and being broke. If you're around people that are doing something with their life, that are becoming wealthy, that will tend to rub off on you as well. So becoming financially free or wealthy or broke are both strategies. Remember that. It doesn't happen by accident. So what outcome do you really want? Why do you want it for yourself? What do you really, really want? Do you ever say to yourself, I don't know where it all goes. There's too much month left at the end of the money. I'm sure this happens to us at times, but if it's happening all the time, there is a problem. Do you ever fall behind with bills? I'm sure this is happening more and more often, but if it's been happening to you for years, then there might be a problem. If you're having to borrow money to say replace a small item in the house or repair the washing machine, if you're always running into those sort of debts, then you're not managing your money very well. Because I say that, because we live in the most prosperous age in history. Certainly if you look at the last 50 to 100 years, this is the most prosperous age. Certainly that post-war, that post-Second World War is where, millions of people have become millionaires and billionaires, not just here, but in what was called the developing world. Millions of them are coming up now, and even some of those countries are overtaking the West. But why are people then in the first world countries still broke after 40 years of working in the most prosperous age in history? The answer is they just don't know how to manage their money. Now, managing money is about measuring it. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Put it another way, if you can't measure exactly where your money is going, you're never going to improve your finances. And you can measure this on a piece of paper. You can measure this on a spreadsheet. You can buy many apps to measure this. In my course, I give away a free a tool that will help you measure your money and know exactly where, because if you don't know where your money is going, you've got no chance. I've seen this over many, many years of seeing thousands of people that were well off, comfortable, and even rich, all knew exactly where their money was going. They knew how much was coming in and how much was going out. So I want to show you in my full training how to keep track of your outgoings and income, immediately get control of your finances. Look what Chesney was able to achieve. She said, Charles helped me a lot in terms of property investing. It showed me how to diversify my portfolio and grow my wealth. And the money mindset is now very different. And for the first time, I feel like I'm in control of my life. So look, I want to look at how to make your money work hard for you instead of you just working hard for your money. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with working hard, but if you just work hard alone, that's never going to make you rich. So I look at that, in terms of my book as well, using leverage. But I want to train you to make your money to work hard for you. The old saying is the poor work hard for their money, the rich make their money work hard for them. Nothing wrong with working hard. You can never build a passive income unless you can, make some. You can never, unless you can build a passive income, you can never retire, quit the rat race, and just slow down. Just take it easy. Passive income can include pension income, investment income from savings, rental income from property, royalties from books and assets, even such as YouTube. A YouTube channel can be passive income. Properties, I just want to go back there. Property and these things are just vehicles. These are vehicles to help you get to where you want to go. It doesn't mean I'm pushing in particular one or the other, or property or whatever. Properties work for me, but it's not the only vehicle. So look, think about this then. How much income do you need coming in every month to retire or quit the rat race? And what does financial freedom mean to you? For some, it might mean tens of thousands of pounds a month financial freedom. It might mean having enough money to buy a huge mansion or a property in the south of France. But for others, it might mean just being able to downsize their living to a style where they can give up their job and quit the rat race. There's all sorts of ways of becoming financially free. It's not just about being super wealthy or rich. And, I've talked about the power of leverage. Great fortunes have been built using the power of leverage, using other people's money, other people's labor, employing people, working with people, collaborating with people, and other people's knowledge. You can't do it all on your own. You need, every successful person has had some sort of help from somebody, a coaching, maybe a coach, a mentor. I've had them, and nearly all successful people have either had mentors, and they still have mentors. Even the very, very successful people will still employ a coach or a mentor because they know that the things they did to get them to the top, they need to keep on doing to help them stay at the top. People who are unsuccessful don't have mentors. They don't have coaches. If they have mentors, they're unconscious mentors that are leading them down the wrong paths. And this leads me on to your unconscious money blueprint. This is your money blueprint or mindset, and it's based on a set of learned beliefs which forms your money philosophy. You might think, well, I haven't got a money philosophy, but believe me, everybody has one. Now, your unconscious money thermostat, it's just like the thermostat in your room, which switches on the heating when the temperature drops below a certain level. And then when it reaches the maximum, like it's reached that 20, 21 degrees, the heating goes off. It can't go any higher. So until you're able to turn that thermostat higher, the room will never get any warmer. And it's the same with your money blueprint. If your money blueprint is set at this level, once you've reached that level of income or that level of wealth, you just won't proceed any higher. And Monica was another student of mine. She said, thanks for helping her in her business. I gave her some money coaching and business coaching. We analyzed her business, her strengths and weaknesses. And, in her case, her money blueprint was telling her that perhaps her services wasn't worth as much as it really was worth. So she was underselling herself and thinking, no, I can't charge that much for this. But when I pointed out that she was doing an outstanding job and she should be charging more and maybe taking on less clients, that then turned her business around. And it's the same for you. You might think you're not worthy. You can't ask for that raise. You're not worthy of charging a certain amount for your goods or services. But this is part of your money blueprint. Your thermostat is kicking in and telling you, no, you can't go any higher. So look, I've taught you a little bit today. You can watch my free videos. You can watch the training in full and have a stab at it yourself and trying to get yourself working for yourself. Or what if I was able to personally coach you and mentor you through the entire process? But if you stay with me, I'll give you an option to help you do that a bit later. Let me ask you a question. Would you like to transform your financial world in the next 28 days and master your money? Well, I hope the answer to that is yes. But what I've done, I've put together a transformational program called the Smart Master Your Money in 28 Days program. So I want everybody to be financially educated, aware, and have wealth and security and prosperity and happiness. That's what it's all about, isn't it? You want security and happiness. So this program is called the SMART program. And SMART stands for, it's a mnemonic making up 5 modules. SMART stands for, S stands for spend wisely. M stands for manage your money properly, manage your money properly, and get to the stage where you can control your money. Accumulate, and the A is accumulate wealth over time. R is for reviewing your savings, and T is for tracking your income. Because if you're not reviewing and tracking, then you're like a ship that is just drifting around and doesn't quite know where it's going when the tides blow it off course. We'll just run through that again. Spend, manage, accumulate, review, and track. SMART. So I want to look at one of those modules because we haven't got time to go through everything today, but I want to look at the A, the accumulate. And accumulating is not about, as the name suggests, getting rich quick. It's about accumulating wealth over time. So let's look at that. Accumulating wealth can include accumulating money through savings, through pensions, through savings plans, and then investing. Now, there's a difference between saving money in the bank and investing, and I go through that more on the full course. But things like stock market come up, property. These are the 2 main areas that people invest into, bonds also as well. But even your pension fund will be invested usually in stock market, bonds, property, those 3 areas. Of course, there's loads of other investment areas, but those are the main ones. And then business is another major area that people invest in to become wealthy. I mean, most of my income and money that I've accumulated over time came through my business, investing in myself and running a business. And not everybody wants to invest in a business, but think of yourself as a business. Investing in yourself is one of the most powerful things you can do to improve your life and your finances. Is think of yourself as a money-making business, a money-making machine, even if you're working for somebody else. Property investment has been a sound investment for me for many, many years, but it's not the only type of investment you can make out there. But it is a very good investment, and it has been for me. Now, accumulating wealth over time is about taking the long-term view, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Successful people take the long-term view. They look into the future. They take the long-term perspective. They work hard, study, invest. Unsuccessful people invariably are impatient. They want it now. They've got to get that credit card out and buy it now. They can't save. They're not prepared to pay the price for success, and they just give up too easily. So those are the SMART video modules. As I said, you can look at these more in the full training, but I just wanted to run through that today and give you a taster of what you can do to get your finances in order right now, especially in these times of crisis. So check out the full training to help you get control of your finances. Click there in the description, the link to join. It's a bit difficult to copy that out from a video, but you can click on the link to join. And if you want to really get serious, you want to get started sooner than that, then you can claim a Wealth Accelerator discovery call with me, again, by clicking the link in the description, and I'll get you onto a Zoom call, and we can look at getting you started, maybe looking at how you can build a strategy right now and get started and start getting mentoring from me during that call. But that is a free call at the moment that I'm offering for free. I've got a couple of slots just opened up for next week on that, but do check that out, and I'm sure that will help you to transform your finances immediately. So basically, to summarize, I want to help you transform your life and finances, get control of your finances, build wealth, do what you want to do when you want to do it, live debt-free and never have to worry about money again, and live your dream life on your terms. Now, the 3 things you need to be successful, these are detailed yet simplified training, which I'm offering you today, support, coaching, and accountability. You know, that accountability buddy that you might have when you go out to the gym that says, come on, where are you? Come on, I know you might have a cold, but just get out, get your trains on, let's go down now. Whereas you might have just said, no, it's a bit cold outside, I feel a bit rough, I'm not going. That's accountability, that's support and coaching. And then you need shortcuts to help you get there faster. Why take the long road when you can look at a map and find the shortest route to get there? That's what training, coaching, and support is all about, and mentoring, of course. Don't spend your life trying to figure out what other people have already figured out for you. So, as I said, check out the full training and, have a look at that. And I'm sure that, we can help you get your finances sorted out very, very quickly. And if you're really serious, get onto a call with me on the free Wealth Accelerator discovery call. So that's all for today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this brief insight into my training. I wanted to concentrate on personal matters today rather than, the bigger, wider economic picture. But in the next video, I'll be talking about, the wider economy and property matters, of course. So thanks for listening. Bye for now. This is Charles Kelly. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.